All right. Next, let's look at the definition of the word variance. Um, so variance is, like it's used a lot in statistics. Um, Certainly, if you go forward with statistics or a field that uses statistics, you'll see this word quite a bit. But I think for the purposes of this class, it's okay to know that the variance is just the square of the standard deviation of a sample or a population. So if you take the sample standard deviation and you take it to the second power, that's the variance of the sample. If you take the population standard deviation and you take it to the second power, that's the variance for the population. So, really quickly to get that with either the Texas Instruments or the NumWorks calculator, here's how you want to do it. So, put your values into the list editor, okay? And then you want to run one variable stats. Okay, now I don't have a frequency list, so I'm going to clear that out. And I'll hit calculate. Okay, so here's the sample standard deviation. So let me quit out of this. And then what I can do is go to variables, statistics, sample standard deviation. And then I can hit this x squared button here and square it. And that's the sample variance. On the NumWorks calculator, so I entered the data into the statistics app. Okay. If you go up to the stats tab and click OK, scroll down, you can see there's a population variance. And if we keep going down, we have a sample variance, 65,792.27. Okay. If you wanted to use, this in a calculation, we could maybe store that value. So if I hit the store button, STO with an arrow, okay, then I can store that maybe in letter V. So I can hit the green alpha key and put 6. Okay, so now this value is in the variable letter V. And I chose that because it stands for variance. So I could now use that in a calculation if I wanted to. And I can do the same thing here. So here I've got the sample variance selected here. And again, I want to store that in a variable. So I hit Shift and X to the Y. Now what's neat about the NumWorks calculator is a variable doesn't have to be just a single letter. So if I wanted to use lowercase s to stand for, let's see, why did I choose SS? Because that should be variance. Okay, let me backtrack. Let's just make that a capital V. Okay, so Shift Alpha. Okay, so we can store that there in the variance. And if we go home, we go to calculation, we can do 2 times the variance if we needed to, and there's our answer. Okay, so that's how you can calculate the variance for either a calculator. This think pair share, just has you calculate sample variances. Okay, there's the answers if you want to give that a try. Okay, let me know if you have any questions.